Hi, I'm Dr. Andy-Stella D.C. and a certified Matrix Repatterning Therapist, and I'm going to give you a brief explanation of Matrix Repatterning Therapy. Matrix Repatterning Therapy is still little known and understood in the United States, so if you haven't heard of it before or don't quite understand it, this video is for you. Matrix Repatterning Therapy was developed in the Toronto area by Dr. George Roth, D.C., almost 20 years ago, and is more well known in Canada for that reason. Dr. Roth developed this hands-on therapy after he was introduced to the cell structure research of Donald Ingber, Ph.D., and the related theories of Dr. Stephen Levin, at the time an orthopedic surgeon with Michigan State University. Matrix Repatterning Therapy is based on the relatively new science of cell structure. Each cell in your body, and actually all cells in nature, are tensegrity structures. Tensegrity is a term borrowed from architecture, and it means tensional integrity. This toy, for instance, is a tensegrity toy. See how the more rigid structures are suspended within the more flexible ones, and see the triangular nature of the structure? That's the hallmark of tensegrity. And this toy, although much simpler, is very much like the structure of every cell in your body. They are flexible and strong. The harder you push down on it, the more they push back, and forces are dispersed throughout the structure. But now let's take a step back and think about how our body develops. At conception, you were two interconnected tensegrity cells, and then your cells began to divide and unfold. You became 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 interconnected tensegrity cells. At some point, the DNA begins to tell the cells to differentiate and specialize. They unfold again. And for example, let's say the next one becomes a bone tensegrity cell and unfolds again, then a tendon tensegrity cell, a muscle tensegrity cell, a tendon, and another bone tensegrity cell. Now we have bone, tendon, muscle, tendon, bone. We never connected muscle or tendon to the bone. Everything is always interconnected. Our whole body forms this way as this process continues, becoming a three-dimensional web of interconnected tensegrity cells, undergirding our body structure and greatly adding to its strength and flexibility. It's brilliant, actually. There's no wasted space in our structure, not even in our cells. The problem comes in when this system is injured, when there is enough energy from some sort of impact to the body, like a fall on your knee or a car accident, for instance. The cells of the densest tissues of the body, the bones and fluid-filled organs, absorb the energy from the impact and blow out into a rigid tension state, losing that flexibility that we talked about before. To illustrate this, let's think of this toy as a water balloon. We put it into a box and we drop the box. The water balloon doesn't hit the floor, the box does, but the energy from the impact transmits into the water balloon, and because the molecules in the balloon are densely packed, the water molecules push out and break the balloon. Now let's pretend this toy is a pillow inside the same box. We drop it in the same manner. The energy disperses throughout the pillow and the pillow doesn't change. This is why the densest tissues in our body receive this type of cellular injury and not the softer tissues, like the muscles or tendons. When this happens to us, the cells in the region that receive the impact and have blown out into this rigid tension state hold each other in this rigid tension state because they're so interconnected. They're pulling on each other as tense interconnected cells, disallowing them to relax. These types of injuries accumulate over time, and we have more and more of these tense areas in our body. It might start with a fall off the monkey bars, then a sports impact, maybe a car accident or two, a fall off a horse, a slip and fall on the ice, or a roller skating fall. We all have them. It's just a matter of how many and how impactful they were. At this point, many people say, it's not my bones and organs that hurt, it's my muscles, joints, and tendons. Well, that is where the pain and dysfunction are expressed, because the tension transmits from the denser tissues through the connective tissue system to the soft moving parts. The matrix injury acts like a dysfunctional anchor to the tethers of connective tissue that limits soft tissue movement and contributes to our pain and dysfunctional patterns. For many people, it explains why their muscles are always tight in the same areas, have the same pain patterns over and over, and need the same adjustments each time they go to the chiropractor. Matrix Repatterning Therapy recognizes the importance of the system. It finds these injuries and gently and effectively, permanently relieves this aspect of tension in people's bodies. For some, it can seem almost miraculous. For others, it brings them to an improved place where other forms of care can help even more because they're not fighting this deeper tension anymore. Most clients benefit from this care in 6 to 10 visits. It doesn't require ongoing maintenance visits because treatment results in a permanent change in this cellular tension. Remember, it takes a lot of energy to create these injuries, but because by design these cells want to go back to their normal state, it takes very little energy to bring them back. Treatment is very gentle, two-handed compression of the injured areas, and each treatment takes about an hour. If you're the type of person that is excited about breaking through old patterns and feeling better and functioning at a higher level, I would love to work with you. For more information, please visit my website, integralchiro.com, and link from there to the official Matrix Repatterning Therapy website for even more information. Thank you.